All right, welcome back to Homework with Miss Pittman. This is Tuesday's homework, and if you are just glancing over it, you should be able to do most of these on your own, but I'm going to help you walk through some of the ones that I think you may need the most help with here today. So the first one, we seem to be still struggling with order of operations, and that's what we're going to have to do here because it says use order of operations to solve. We have a catchy saying for order of operations, and it's please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And so you need to write those on the side so you can use it as a checklist. And then you need to recopy the problem down when solving. Now these, you can use a calculator for these if you need to. Okay. So our first step is parentheses. And glancing at my problem, I don't have any parentheses, so I can go ahead and mark that off my list. Then we have exponents. Remember, exponents are those little itty bitty numbers up at the top. And seeing that our problem doesn't have any exponents, we can go ahead and skip right on by that. Now our next one is multiplication or division. And they're written side by side because it depends on which comes first in the problem. So when I'm reading this, I say 14 plus 7 times 54 divided by 6 minus 7. And so reading that, 14 plus 7 times 54, that's what I'm going to do first because I said that first. So I'm going to whip out my calculator here and make this smaller so that I can actually see. And I'm going to do 7 times 54, which is 378. And so 378. Then I'm going to bring everything else down. Make my pen size a little bit smaller. Bring everything else down. Okay? Now I'm going to relook at my problem. I'm still got some division in here, and that's all that's left. So I'm going to focus on that division piece right there. 378 divided by 6. And I box it in so I know that that's the piece I'm focusing on. And I can bring back my calculator. If I can find it. What did I do with it? There it is, right there. Okay. And I can do 378 divided by 6, and I get 63. So 63. And I'm going to bring everything else down. Now that I don't have any multiplication or division, I can check that off my list. I'm done with it. And then I follow it into addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction is the same process. You read it from left to right. And so as I'm reading, I say 14 plus 63 first. So 14 plus 63, you can use some mental math here and go, that's 77. And bring down the rest. 77 minus 7, that's the only thing left to do, is 70. So our answer here is 70. I'm not going to go over finding the difference with you because you should be able to do that. And then finding the quotient, you need to keep, change, reciprocal. You know how to do that as well. So I'm going to just mosey right on along. And here we have find the quotient. So I have 9,198 divided by 42. Now I know my steps here are does McDonald's sell burgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So 42 divided by 9, I'm not going to get a whole number there. So it'll go in there 0 times. 42 divided by 91, well, if I think about it, if I double 42, that gets me 84. And that's as close as I'm going to get. So it'll go in there twice. So it gives me 84. So 91 minus 84 is going to be, if I do 11 minus 4 is 7. 8 minus 8 is 0. Bring down my 9. So 42 go into 79. Well, twice will be 84, and that's too much. So it can only do one time. So 42 times 1 is 42. I subtract. I get 37. Bring down my 8. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big skip counter by 42. So this is when I pull out my magic number to see where I need to start off. So I take 42 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1. 5 times 4 is 20. plus 1 is 210. So I'm still a good bit away. So I'm going to jump to 42 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry my 1. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37. And ding, 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 we get exactly what we were looking for. So I get 378 minus 378. There's no leftovers. There's nothing else to bring down here. So my answer is 219. Oops, that's the wrong spot. 219. The next one is find the product. I can actually drop the 0 here and actually set it up as 4201 times 8 and multiply that way. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Now I have to figure out where to place my decimal. So I come back to the original problem, count my decimal places. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, decimal place. Okay. Scroll down. Finding the quotient. Once again, first number goes in the house because order matters, size doesn't. And when dividing decimals, what do we need to remember we need to do? Right, we want to make it a whole number. We don't like dividing decimals, so I've got to slide it to the right, and make it a whole number. However many times I do it on the outside, I also have to do it on the inside and then bring it straight up. Okay? And then y'all know me, I like to erase my little arrows because it all gets jumbled up and in the way. Alright, so now I have 12 will go into 4 0 times. 12 will go into 49 4 times. 12 times 4 is 48, and I know this because I know my 12's math facts. 1 left over, bring down my 2. 12 will go into 12 one time. 1 times 12 is 12. Then 0, bring down my 1. Now 12 will go into 1 0 times. 0 times 12 is 0. 1. I still have a remainder, and I don't do remainders with decimals. So what I have to do is I have to add a 0 and bring the 0 down. 12 will go into 10 0 times because it's still smaller, which is 0. 10 minus 0 is 10. Add another 0 and bring down my 10. And so now how many times will 12 go into 100? Well, 12 times 10 is 120, so that won't work. And 12 times 9 is 108, and that won't work. So 12 times 8 is 96. So I can do 8, 96, and I can count out from 96 to 100. That's going to give me 4. I'm going to add my 0, bring that down, and I get 40. 12 will go into 40 3 times, and that'll give me 36. When I subtract, I get 4. If I add a 0, we notice that 40 is going to start repeating like it did up here. So this 3 is actually going to start repeating. So my answer is 410 with 3 repeating. Our next question says, use a distributive property to express 15 plus 15 or plus 45. This is where we have the bones. Okay, and we have to put our numbers in the slide. And so what you have to do is you have to slide it, and you drop your GCF down here, and whatever number you get, you drop it here, drop your sign, and drop that number here. So you know how to do the slide. You can work the slide. I'm going to let you do that. Our next to last problem is the absolute value of 7 8/10. Absolute value is always positive, so you know that your answer is 7 8/10. The last one is ordering from least to greatest. So what we want to talk about is loss of money, or what would be the worst deal. We want to think about this as money. So I have minus $9, minus $4, minus $3, minus $1.30, and minus $1 or $9.50. And so you're going to go, which is worse to lose, and then work your way up to what's the better deal. And so you should be able to do that. I feel fully confident in you that you are able to do that. So I'm going to leave that with you. If you watch this video all the way through, I want you to draw a heart on absolute value. Thanks for watching. I hope you do well. If you have any questions, see me later.